Everybody's feelings are irrelevant. F you, Glenn. I'm telling Mom.
Oh no! Please don't tell Mom! I don't want to get in trouble! Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to SMG Viewers Comments, the show that's about you and not me, because I want to try and help you guys make better records. So if you've got a question or comment about recording, mixing, guitar stuff, bass stuff, if you guys can figure out how to spell or, work a keyboard or something like that, keep trying. I'm rooting for you. Seriously, leave a comment below. If it's cool, I will try and put it on the show. Anyway, we got a big announcement this week about my SMG Savage Grooves pack. It is your virtual backing band that's finally going to be available not only with the audio files, but with the video files as well. It's called the Savage Grooves Ultra Edition. So everybody who got the original Savage Grooves pack, there's a little paid upgrade. And for those of you guys wondering what the hell that's all about, stay tuned or we're going to have a little breakdown of it a little bit later on the show. Anyway, let's get right to it.
Man, this guy is unnecessarily hating on solid-state amp and modeling amps just because he has expensive tube amps. I am no expert on sound, but for what it costs, these amps are dope for beginners and for someone who is doing it for just a hobby. I never actually heard a tube amp, but let's be real, at this day, they only make sense to enthusiastic and professional player. There are some budget amp heads, but they are hybrid, and if this guy thinks Line 6 sucks, man, I don't know what to say. Does tube amps sound great? I don't know, but maybe absolutely or maybe not that far, but this modeling amps are very budget-friendly and sounds really good for their budget.
Jack! Holy fuck, man, learn how to express yourself in a cohesive manner. What in the fuck are you trying to... I think you're upset because I trashed the Marshall Chode. And here's the fucking thing. The reason I threw that amp off a fucking rooftop is because it was a piece of shit. No, it did not sound good. No, it was not good value for the money. It was a complete and total piece of shit. Just because it says Marshall on it doesn't mean it's going to be any good. I mean, like, we learned this years ago with the Mesa cab clone. Just because it said Mesa on it doesn't mean it was any fucking good. It wasn't. It was terrible. Same thing with the Chode. It was a fucking embarrassment. I mean, the people at Marshall should be ashamed of themselves for selling that absolute piece of shit. Now, that's not to say I don't like cheap gear. I literally just did a video where I reviewed a $40 amp sim that would rival anything out there that's on the market, and it sounds fucking amazing. It sounds really fucking great. But if you're into small, beginner, solid state amps that aren't tubes, I've got just the thing. I just reviewed this thing. This is the mini amp from Dietzel, and this thing sounds fucking great, especially for lead tones, actually. Can we roll the clip here? That's this thing into a real cab, but still, it's just, this is like a little $200 or $300 head. It's completely solid state. It's 20 watts and sounds absolutely fucking unreal. It does one thing, but it does it really fucking well. And that is a value for an amp. I don't want something that does 10,000 sounds that sound like shit and you don't get anything usable out of them. Give me one sound that sounds great. That's all I fucking need. And this thing delivers the goods. So if you're looking for an entry-level amp, get something like this. It's fucking awesome. You just cannot go wrong.
Thank you, Glenn. You are doing good work. The fact that you're an influencer means many people listen to you, and you are telling them that software can get them great guitar tone. That means there is just as much more headroom for broke kids to expand on their hobby or passion. I'm from a more punk background myself, and you know it's good news for me, too. I'm all about hearing previously unheard voices. It's good for people to hear from a working professional that they're high-quality options for people that can't afford analog gear.
And of course, we're referencing the video I did there last week on the Aurora Rhino. Again, the $40 plugin that does pretty much everything. I would seriously put it up against the neural stuff. In fact, I should probably shoot it out against the neural stuff and some of the other software manufacturers out there just to see what is what we're getting. And that's the thing. If we use the same IR, I wonder how much the tone's really going to change. I mean, it really comes down to features. Because as we learned there a few weeks ago, what it really comes down to is the speaker being used and how that's recorded. That's going to have the biggest influence on your tone overall. It's not the fucking tubes, not the fucking tone wood, it's not even the amp head, it's the speaker and how the mic goes in front of it. That is what has the biggest issue. So if you've got some killer IRs, chances are you're not gonna have to spend a lot of money on, very expensive amp sims or whatnot. And if I was one of Aurora's competitors, I would be really fucking worried right about now because that plugin takes the fucking cake. It really does. It's absolutely incredible. And the fact they're only selling it for $40 on a sale right now just blows my fucking mind. I can't believe they let a plugin with that much capability out the door for so little money. Killer stuff.
I have the Aurora DSP Mammoth plugin for bass. All I can say is I now rarely use my neural DSP Darkglass because of the Mammoth LOL. Definitely gonna buy the Rhino.
Yeah, I've been using the Mammoth bass for a while as well. It's ugly. It's a terrible fucking UI interface, especially when you consider one of the key features is actually hidden behind the logo. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking there. But man, does it ever deliver the goods when it comes to tone. Absolutely stellar stuff. Highly, highly, highly recommend that one as well for bass. Killer price too. I just can't believe we're getting this level of software for so little money these days. It's fucking great.
I learned the hard way with two-prong plug versus grounded PA system issue when I was on my first tour. I have a weird Randall 2x12 2 combo that even Randall employees are unsure about, and I was so proud to take my rare unheard of gear on tour until my lip was getting the Ted Bundy treatment every show for a week straight.
Was that a bass amp by any chance? Are you a bass player? Have you never heard of one of these? You know, you put this on the end of a microphone and that way you don't get a shock going across your lips. Maybe try considering getting one of these. They're about 30 cents. Think you can afford it?
My current problem is a band who keeps changing their mind about their album's mix. Every month they have a new list of stuff they want changed, and most of it is things they changed the last time. I've been doing their album for 3 years now, and it never seems to end.
Fuck, dude, I have been there. I did one record that just lasted a year and a half. The band kept wanting change after 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 change. None of it makes any fucking improvement. It's just people can't make up their fucking minds what they want, and you wind up paying the price. I got what's called the recall policy in place after that when I started doing shit for bands. It's like, oh, okay, great. Here's what you do. You get the album, you take it home, listen to it, whatnot. You want some changes? Okay, that's fine. We'll do that once. No problem, whatever. It just wasn't fucking perfect out the door. Great, whatever. Any other recall, though, it's my full hourly rate, or better yet, double my hourly rate. So if they still want changes after that, they're gonna pay for them. And guess what? Nobody fucking bugs you for recalls after that. Seriously, they just, that's gonna you mean that's gonna cost me money? Well, I'm not gonna spend that. I guess it's fine. It's amazing how fast those fucking issues just fucking magically disappear once the client learns that they're going to have to actually pay you for the work you're doing. Seriously, man, it is time to nut up, grow a little bit of backbone, and tell those fuckers, no, you want more recalls, it's going to cost you. And fucking don't back down on that either, man.
I love it. The band puts themselves out there and lets you use their track, and you give the drummer a lecture. LOL. Love it.
That's called doing my fucking job. What the hell do you think I do in here? I try and help musicians get better performances out of things. You're referencing the 90 by Noon track where they redid the Be My Lover track. And yeah, there were some issues with how the drums were tracked, how the mics were placed. They could have prioritized other mics that would have benefited the sound, and the drummer could have been tighter. That's my job when it comes to producing a band. It's here's what's going to help you get your vision across the speakers in a better fashion and give you a better fucking performance. What? I'm the bad guy for saying this sort of thing? I'm supposed to let that shit go by because I might damage somebody's fucking ego or maybe help straighten them out when it comes to performance? I'm supposed to be just ignore that shit? I don't know. You guys tell me, what would you rather prefer when I look at tracks? Would you rather I just let all that shit go by, or would you rather somebody brings it up and say, hey, this is how we can make it better? Brent, I don't know what to tell you, man. Maybe you're just used to getting participation trophies for not just merely showing up. Me, I tend to like to work a little harder to get my rewards. All right, everybody, just gonna break in here for a second to let you know I've got the new SMG Savage Grooves Pack Ultra Edition up for grabs. It's a collection of multi-tracks and demo stuff you've heard on the show over the last couple of years. It is 30 songs. They're all about 1 minute long. It's basically your virtual backing band. You can get the drums, bass, guitars, leads, all that kind of stuff. You can mix the stuff however you want. You can use the drum beats, lay down your own rhythm patterns or whatnot, and do your own thing. But the best thing is it comes with video tracks as well from all these different songs. And so you can use it on your own demos or whatever. You can put it up on your socials, you can use it on your mixes, whatever you want to do, you can use this stuff how you like. It's an open license, so you're not going to get copyright claimed or any of that shit. Just go ahead and do what you want with it. It's going to be available this weekend for a sale price, and then it's going back up to its normal price. So we're going to have all the details in the link below. Check it out, the SMG Savage Grooves Pack Ultra Edition. Now, if you're one of the people who got the original Savage Grooves Pack with just the multi-tracks, there's going to be a special discount code to come to you guys in the email so you can get the Ultra Edition for a very, very low price as well. Anyway, let's check out the Butthurt of the Week.
this is garbage. But I'd expect that, because this is not a metal channel. This is a channel how to learn to play pop rock and dad rock. Frickster doesn't even like metal. It's too much for him to handle.
Yeah, I'm not into metal at all. Wow. Holy fuck. I don't know, man. Here's the thing, man. I like metal. I like a lot of metal. I've been into metal ever since 1984 when I first discovered Judas Priest's Screaming for Vengeance. That's the record that turned me onto metal in a big way, and I've been a metalhead ever since. The one thing I don't do is electro-pop dance music with distorted guitars.
Hey Glenn, can you do a comparison video between live recording and metronome recording with timeline of the same musical piece? I think that would really be an interesting experience. Maybe more of a we need to compete guys will understand what they're doing with their songs.
Yeah, you know, Rick Beato did that with John Bonham there a while ago, where he timelined John Bonham, and it definitely sounded stiff. It didn't sound natural at all. I've actually got a cool piece coming up. I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing that, probably later on this month, where we take two drummers in the same studio and compare them back to back, and we start throwing samples on and seeing where we lose the drummer versus we start doing timeline and see where we lose the drummer. And then we can like timeline the whole fucking thing, and it's like you can see where you go from rock and roll to, once again, electronic dance music with distorted guitars. Yay, I'm so excited for all that shit.
Can you play metal on a dumble?
You could, but honestly, I don't fucking understand the lure. I mean, I got a chance to plug into one when I was down in Nashville there a couple of years ago, and I was like, people pay $100,000 for this shit? I don't fucking get it at all. You can play metal on a dumble, but I don't think anybody who plays metal could probably afford one, and because they're basically for rich people who want to spend their money on fucking useless toys like dumble amps. I just don't fucking get it. Can somebody explain to me what the big deal is? Personally, I'd rather play a Rev or an Angle or something like that, but that's just me, because I like metal.
The best and cheaper speaker cable you can get is lamp cord. Yes! Finally! Someone other than myself came out and said, I've been making my own speaker cables. I use 14 gauge braided wire for about 20 years now, and all these you gotta have $100 brand name speaker cables. Types look at me cross-eyed when I tell them I make my own with braided electrical cable. Just get you some good quality plugs and get to it.
Yeah, seriously, lamp cord is cheap and it's thick and it's not branded as speaker cable, and so it's going to be a whole lot cheaper. It'd probably be really good. The other thing I want to try at some point, and I've never done this, but it'd probably work, is solid core Romex that you use to wire houses up. You know, the three wire cable, you're going to get your hot, you're going to get your neutral, and then you're going to get the ground. I mean, like if you don't hook the ground up, you can use it as a positive, negative speaker cable. That's going to be solid, so that might actually even get you a better signal. And again, that stuff is dirt cheap by the real. I've never tried making speaker cable with that. It's not very flexible. That's the one thing, but I imagine that would probably be pretty interesting from an audio performance perspective. I could be completely wrong. I could be off my rocker. You guys tell me, but seriously though, when it comes to speaker wire, don't waste your money on really stupidly expensive speaker cable. Just get lamp cord. It'll save you a bundle.
Glenn, if you're going to give advice for those of us who are graduating from the basic Focusrite 18920 interface and leaping off into higher end stuff, what would you recommend? Lately, I've been eyeballing the Motu 828ES. Curious what your thoughts would be on interfaces from beginner to professional, all the way to 500 series racks that aren't talked enough. What the fuck? Cheers.
Oh, well, that's just the kind of stuff I'm using. I'm using the Focusrite Red 16 line back here. That thing is a fucking monster. I love the routing capabilities on it. I actually did my first Dante session with it the other day because normally I go into Cranbourne back here, but that's limited to 48 kilohertz, and we were doing some high resolution impulse response work the other day at like 96 kilohertz. So I had to get out of the Neve OPX into the Red, and I couldn't do that via my usual ADAT because once again, the Cranbourne is limited to 48 kilohertz. So I wound up going out of the Dante interface into the back there. And that was a whole thing because you actually hook everything up to a network switch. So literally my internet coming in from my fiber has a switch on it, and I'm hooking my sound cards into that. That was a whole new experience. And then you buy a license for Dante Virtual Sound Card, which is like $50 or whatever, big fucking deal. Put that on your software, you wrote, signal 1 to, input 1 to output whatever. And it's really fucking cool because you can like duplicate it. You can take your mic signal and send it to a whole bunch of different stuff. You can send it all, if you have enough Dante connections, you can send it to all your outboard, and everything gets an IP address, which is really cool. The sound quality is coming off the Neve OPX Dante output is fucking stellar. Let's just put it that way, because the conversion is done right at the source. There's almost no wire for it to go through to be degraded. So yeah, it's fucking unbelievable. I'm really blown away by just how good the stuff going through the Dante connection sounds. So yeah, I need to do a video on Dante over the next couple weeks, and I'll talk about maybe tracking drums with it as well, because it might be pretty fucking cool. Hopefully we can get Cam down here and check out what that's all about. But I love the Focusrite stuff. I love the RME stuff as well. That's absolutely stellar. I'm sure the Motu stuff's great. I never actually used one, but I just know them by reputation. I know they've done some stunning stuff. If you're looking to spend a few extra bucks, you are gonna be hooked up. There's a lot of really amazing tech out there in terms of converters, and once you start getting over $1,000, you know, you're gonna kind of get diminishing returns in terms of quality. Just keep that in mind as well. Everybody's using the same chips, but you know, one might have a slightly better analog section than others, that kind of thing. A lot of brands are using the same chips. Just keep that in mind. Don't get me wrong, the Focusrite Scarlett stuff is pretty fucking capable and can do some really amazing stuff. But yeah, once you start getting into the higher end shit, it gets pretty amazing, especially when you start getting into a Dante system. Just the routing capability is just fucking mind blowing with what you can do with that shit. And the great thing is you don't have to run mic cable. You can just run network cable in your studio. That's really fucking cool too.
Great video. Love the channel, by the way. Definitely a huge help for amateurs like me. Any chance there will be a list of mics soon on the $200 and $300 range coming soon? Keep up the great work.
Well, you don't really need a list. I'd say go get the LCT 240 Pro from Lewitt. This is an absolutely stellar mic. Or if you want to spend a little bit more money, get the 340 Pure. It's got a super low noise floor, and it's definitely under $300. Either one of these are going to be just absolutely great for bang for the buck condenser mics. These things are great as overheads. They're great on guitar cabs. They're great for the human voice. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about the Lewitt mics. I'm a huge fan. Just don't waste your time. Go get a Lewitt.
Hey Glenn, I was wondering if you could talk about your approach on using different polar patterns for different sources. Omnis for kicks, outside the well-known cardioid land. Thanks in advance.
Hey Omar, I don't do too much outside cardioid land, unfortunately. I mean, we could probably do spaced pair omnis on drum overheads. That might work. Or you can do a Bloomian pair. That kind of thing kind of mimics how, you know, the human ear hears things. Yeah, that's the one place I probably want to use omnis. Inside a kick drum, you might get a basketball sound. I don't know. Yeah, that thing is, I don't want to blow up a capsule by putting, you know, a nice large diaphragm microphone into a kick drum. I did that once on the first Woods V-Pair record and regretted it. Definitely blew up a capsule there. Whoops. Yeah, you know what? That's something I don't do too much. You know what I used it on? Actually, we did that Austrian audio video there last year on their mic, and that had the variable polar patterns. And that was really great for dialing in guitar sounds after you had tracked something, because you can just adjust the plugin and it will actually change the overall frequency balance as well. That was super fucking cool. Love that microphone on guitars. That's a little bit more money than some of the Lewitt stuff. Lewitt has a multi-pattern as well, and I did a video on that, and that was great too. Oh yeah, I just talked to Lewitt today. They're going to be sending me one of their new tube mics. They've been working on this one for a couple of years. We demoed the prototype there in Hollywood a couple of years ago. That one's going to be fucking amazing. And that is a variable polar pattern, which you can control from your desktop. That's going to be a fucking stellar mic too. Can't wait to check that one out. I don't know, maybe we can do some stuff on Omni with that mic. Might be pretty fucking cool. What do you guys think? You tell me.
The problem with this comparing is that Glenn actually knows how to use a mic, so they all sound really, really good for the price. Just learn how to use your equipment, be proficient at it, and experiment before you go out and buy the industry standard gear.
Well, thanks very much for saying that. I mean, like, usually the comments I get are, "You suck, Glenn. That sucks. That sounds like shit." I always get that. Sounds like shit. Sounds like shit. Now I get, "Hey, wow, you made these mics sound pretty good." Well, it wasn't much. It's just basically get a pop filter and know how to gain stage things. Out of that shootout, I really liked that Sony mic. The PG, whatever the fuck it was, looked like a lollipop. Great fucking mic. The fact it's only $100 is even better. You know, the thing is, Shure makes the SM57, another phenomenal mic that'll only cost you $100. You know, you don't have to spend a crap ton of money on mics to get great results. That being said, I just unboxed a Signal Art Tube 47 clone the other day, and wow, I can't wait to do a full video on that thing. That's kind of the other end, and wow, did that sound great. But you can also get great for not a whole lot of money.
Holy shit, I have a Samson C01 and I can never make it sound as good as you did. I was thinking of getting another mic, but this was a reality check. Thanks, Glenn.
Hey, Wally, thanks so much for writing in, dude. Yeah, it's really not that big a deal. Once again, just know how to gain stage, learn how to do that, and you should get some great results. Gain staging and pop filters. That's really what it comes down to, and learning how to work with that proximity effect. That making sure you've got the mic pointed the right way. Even I've made that mistake where I demoed a mic and I had it facing the wrong fucking way and did a video about it. Everyone's like,
"You got it facing the wrong way, you fucking idiot."
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I am a fucking idiot. We all make mistakes, that kind of shit. Way how we learn, though, is by failing forward. We do make a lot of errors and then we figure out what doesn't work till I finally figure out what does work. The trick is to keep trying, man. Good luck to you. You're going to do fine. just don't quit.
Hi, Glenn. Would be interested in Tom Mike's alternatives for a butt, Glenn. Of course, MD421s are the best, but I read the set of SM57s can also be used for them. Your opinion, greetings from Northern Germany, and F you, Glenn.
Hey, Jan, how's it going, dude? Actually, I was just in Northern Germany. I was up in Hamburg, and I went to Lübeck to go visit my good buddy, Lasso Lammert. Now, when it comes to Tom Mike's, one of my absolute favorites are the Lewitt 340 TTs, which are $99, which will definitely rival the Sennheisers for about 1/3 the price. I should really do a shootout video on that on varying sets of Tom Mike's. Actually, I should probably use that on my new Heavy Drums recording series because I've definitely got a number of sets of Tom Mike's, and you guys can check them out. One versus the other. Really expensive ones, the medium grade ones, the cheaper ones, and then the super cheap ones. But for my money, if you want to save some, you can get 3 Tom Mike's, which will do, you know, the toms on a 5-piece drum set for the cost of one MD421. Get the Lewitt 348 TTs. Absolutely fucking stellar.
Aside from the silly vocals, I think the Sex Kittens sound pretty cool and unique. So we're sliding on local bands now?
Lance! You know how to fucking read? That video was put out in what, 2015? Something like that? It's been a few years since that video came out. Of course, that's the video where I responded to the Sex Kittens. For the record, they started that shit. That was just me merely responding to them trashing my video. What? I'm not allowed to respond? I'm supposed to be some kind of public punching bag? Is that how it works? I make videos, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but I dare respond and...
Oh, you're picking on local bands. You're picking on local bands.
Doesn't fucking work that way, Lance! Fucking pay attention! Seriously, though, we've all been down the Sex Kittens road more than once, and yeah, that was an awful lot of fun. I actually talked to the vocalist about that, and that's all water under the bridge at this point. I mean, it was a fairly unique thing, but still, I thought it was hilarious. You know, they're going on and on and on about something, how I did something, and it was so terrible, and then I checked out their song, and that's what I got. Fuck. But yeah, for everybody wondering what the fuck this is all about, go check out the song Get Right by the Sex Kittens. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, it was lots of fun. All right, everybody, that's it for this episode. Don't forget, we've got the Savage Grooves pack on sale this week for a very limited time. Once again, it is your virtual backing band. You not only get all the multi-tracks, you get the video tracks as well to use in your own demos, your own YouTube videos. It's an open license. You can use it as you choose. So if that's kind of your thing, you're a content creator, you want to kind of work with a virtual backing band and put your own shit together, go ahead, do that, and take the music in a completely different direction. You've got it all. You got the guitar, bass, and drum tracks, plus the video tracks, everything synced, so it'll just drop in place. It's fucking cool. It's the Savage Grooves Pack Ultra Edition. You've seen a lot of the demos here on the SMG channel. Now you can get them as well for a very limited time for a sale price. Grab it now while you can. And until next time, let's make some great music together. I said Shure mic, right? Yeah, I hope I didn't say Sony. It was Shure. Just if I said Sony, just put Shure at the bottom or something.